Young Canada. Young Canada. I want it all right now. Yeah, I want it all right now. I'm investing it all right now. Getting ready for the fall right now. Trying to show you how to ball right now. Don't blow it at the mall right now. Start investing it all right now. Getting ready for the fall right now. Give me the money, give me the money, give me the stocks and the crypto. I've been a bona fide hustler from the get-go. My credit score jumping like a 6-4.
Great day, another opportunity. I want to welcome everyone to a Rich Education podcast with your great friend, your brother from another mother, Demi Sanya, tuning in from Washington, D.C. Oh, I can't, start off without saying Happy New Year to you and your beautiful family. Oh my gosh, we got to dive right into it because I tell you one thing, when you get the opportunity to have time with a gentleman, I'm letting you know because this podcast can go for hours, but I can't do that. That'll just be like, oh my gosh, because we could talk about so much. But Mr. Tony Hubbard, sir, can you hear me loud and clear, sir?
I can hear you, man. Can you hear me?
You're looking great. I love the shirt. Shout out to that beautiful couple. I mean, got silver. We're going to be diving to. I hear you loud and clear, Mr. Tony Hubbard. And Happy New Year to you, sir. To you and your beautiful family on that side of the world in Texas, man. And as I was going through just so much information from you, sir, and I said, Mr. Tony Hubbard has had and is still having an amazing journey. And that journey, I like to say for people, was just freedom. Many people don't think like that. We're going to be diving into that information this evening. Tonight, I don't know where most are seeing this from, but I gotta hit all components when it comes to people watching information, Mr. Tony Hubbard. But Mr. Hubbard, your journey from working at Prez Roofing and remodeling to become a top professional network marketer is fascinating. Could you share some key moments or decisions that propelled you into entrepreneurship?
Oh, absolutely, man. My journey actually in entrepreneurship started over 20 years ago, actually. And Prez Roofing was actually a part of my entrepreneurship, another stream of revenue, because I had a friend of mine that was looking for to build a sales force for his team in the roofing business. He had been in the roofing business almost 20 years, and he never really had a sales force. And a friend of mine who I had met in network marketing asked me if I could help him out. So I actually rode around with him for a couple of weeks to kind of see what his MO was. And then I went out and built him a sales force, from my sales days at ADT Home Security. And then in a matter of like 3 months, we actually quadrupled his sales. So he made me a partner, like a 60-40, partner. So, it was 1099 income as well. And it was just another stream of revenue in addition to my main source, which is network marketing.
Wow. Yes, sir.
I started entrepreneurship. And the reason why I got involved, they say people get involved in the space of home-based business network marketing typically for one of two reasons: inspiration or desperation. And mine was actually desperation, meaning this.
Yes, sir.
I was an operator at a chemical plant for 12 years before I ever got involved in network marketing. And I thought that was going to be my American dream because I was earning a 6-figure income and it provided a nice lifestyle for our family and friends. And what happened was, after being there for 12 years, our company went through something that a lot of companies go through in corporate America, and they call it a merger. And the first lie that they told us is that, no one had anything to worry about. And you know what? I don't care what they name it. You can call it a merger, reorganize, downsize. It's just a fancy way for saying somebody's going to get fired. And the first lie that they told us is no one had anything to worry about. And then 6 months later, right around Christmas, they said 1 out of 4 would no longer be employed. And that was devastating to me. And although I was not a victim because, we wasn't union. So, everyone was on pins and needles because they could pick and choose whoever they wanted. I made the cut, but I watched 264 of my friends lose their employment in a moment's time. And that was my wake up call. I recognized right then. It did not make sense having all of your eggs in one basket, especially if you didn't own the basket.
That's right.
So that's why I decided to have another stream of revenue, and that's when I got involved in my first company. And that was back in like October of 2000, the first company I ever joined. And in that first company, I made money, but I made way more mistakes than I made money. But
Yes,
I was
sir.
determined to master that concept the same as I done in corporate America, because I made six figures in 3 different arenas in corporate America before I ever did it in network marketing.
Wow, sir, what a journey. You're talking about 2000. We're right here in 2024, Mr. Hubbard, a new year. You've been maintaining this lifestyle since then. I mean, with all the ups and downs, consolidation going on in the market, you've been able to still maintain your freedom. As an executive gold associate in 7K Metals, how did you get involved in the precious metals industry, sir? And what role do you believe gold and silver play in a diversified financial portfolio?
Absolutely. That's a great question. I actually got involved in precious metals back in 2008, and I didn't know anything. I was like the average person, in America, literally around the world, that, the average person, when you mention gold and silver, they check out. In their mind, it's a rich man's game and a game of kings. But a friend of mine gave me a phone call, and it was a vulnerable time in my life because my family suffered a tragedy from Hurricane Ike back in 2008. So I was out of my house, fighting insurance companies for a year and a half. And it turned out well, because we ended up winning the settlement and everything, and basically redoing and rebuilding our house from scratch. But a friend of mine who I had met in network marketing just gave me a phone call and said, this is not about an opportunity, but I'm telling all the people that I love and respect that you need to be putting some of your dollars, your currency, into physical gold and silver. And I didn't understand the concept, but I started buying like $500 a month of silver eagles at the time because, I was encouraged to do so. But I got involved in the space of home-based business and network marketing with gold and silver back in 2012. After I had left my, actually got the last company I worked in, W-2 income, was an inside sales job, and I made over $100,000 in that one in just a year's time. And when that company went down, I went full time again, my second time in network marketing, and it was a precious metals company, and that was the most money I'd ever made. So.
Yes, sir. Wow. Good information, sir. So important in today's economy. And Mr. Hubbard, I like to use the word because it is a mindset thing. Like you said, you never knew anything about it. And I like to use the word when acquiring gold and silver, just to put people in a different mindset. I like to use the word exchange. Because people always think, even though with all due respect to the community or to whoever sees this, we always think, well, I'm not putting anyone down. We buy things all the time, but things that have no value, things that may end up in the garage. But when we put a person in that word of, when I'm getting gold and silver, I didn't spend. No, you didn't spend. You just exchange. Being in the top 1% of income earners globally is a remarkable achievement. What mindset and strategies have you employed to reach and maintain this level of financial success?
Great question, man. One of the things I found to be true, if you're going to be successful in entrepreneurship or literally anything in life, there's a couple of formulas that I believe a person needs to follow. And one of the first was, and I learned this in network marketing, is that you have to find your mentor, somebody who's having the kind of success you want to have or have had the kind of success you want to have. But more importantly, they're willing to sow into your life so that you can have the same level of success. So I've found myself, and I've adopted several mentors along the way in my 20 years of network marketing and entrepreneurship. And then the second thing is that, I had to invest in the thing I wanted to have success with. I had to be willing to sacrifice and invest in some things if I wanted to. I understood from a biblical perspective the law of sowing and reaping. And I know that if I want to reap that harvest, I had to sow the right kind of seed. I had to understand delayed gratification, and that the seed time never looks like the harvest. And the day you plant the seed is not the day that you eat the fruit. I had to understand that aspect of it. And that was hard for me as, coming from the corporate America, because when I got involved in network marketing, I was 36 years old. And I had been 22 years in corporate America. because I started working at 13 years old in corporate America. So I've been 22 years in corporate America. And I tell people the one reason why I didn't have the kind of success I wanted in my first company, and I've only been a part of 3 companies in 20 years. The major reason why I didn't have success is that, I had 22 years of an employee mindset, and I had to develop an entrepreneur mindset. And I tell people the long and short answer of it is that I knew how to be an employee. I didn't know how to employ me. I didn't know how to make my calendar my boss. I didn't have the mentality that if it was not on the calendar, it did not exist. And so once I learned that, and start investing in how to become a successful entrepreneur and how to master that concept as well. One of my mentors was Tony Robbins, and one of the things he talked about as far as what helped him on levels of success, he talked about that, reading books was the first thing that elevated him, that separated him from the pack. We've all heard the saying, readers are leaders. One of my mentors, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, who wrote What Makes the Great Great, he said either read or learn to fail gracefully. And so, so of course, I became a voracious reader, and that expedited my success. And then I found me a mentor. But Tony Robbins said that the thing that helped him the most, as far as having success, not on the reading aspect of it, but when he invested money in going to seminars like himself, like the ones that he put on, that helped him tremendously. But when he found him a mentor and a coach that he was able to financially invest in, he said that's the thing that took him to a whole nother level. And so I did that as well, and I'm still doing that today. I have mentors that I spend time and money with. I've gone to seminars, spent tens of thousands of dollars in seminars so that I can take my business and my life to a whole nother level.
Wow, Mr. Hubbard. And I've surely searched and found my mentor, and I have him on a Rich Education podcast with me today. Episode 15, Financial Intelligence Unleashed with Mr. Tony Hubbard. The blueprint, as you hear, the blueprint for success. Before we go into the break, Mr. Hubbard, financial intelligence is this is a key aspect of your success. What advice do you have for individuals looking to enhance their financial literacy and make informed decisions?
That's an excellent question. One of the things I would say here is that, first of all, find a mentor or someone that you believe that's having the kind of success you want to have as far as financially. Their portfolio is the kind that you want to have. One of my mentors in my first network marketing company, he was actually the CEO of that company. He said, I learned a long time ago, I'm not going to learn how to make money from somebody that's broke. I'm not going to learn how to grow hair from somebody that's bald. And I'm not going to learn how to lose weight from somebody that's obese.
Yes, sir.
So I think one of the problems in the financial realm right now, we have a lot of financial advisors that their portfolio does not show success. You have people that want to give you financial advice, but your portfolio is way bigger than theirs. I think it's one of the major problems in that financial arena right now is that people are getting advice from people that are not, have the kind of success that they want to have. Robert Kiyosaki is one of my mentors when it comes to finances, and I learned a lot, from him. I've read a ton of his books, and I've been to several seminars, with him. And one of the things he encourages, he said, silver may possibly be the greatest way to create wealth. And so that kind of let me know I was on the right track as far as financial. But again, finding the right mentors, the people that are having the kind of success you want to have, because I found out in business and in life, and especially in the space of network marketing, you're always going to have 2 types of people that will always try to give you advice. You're going to have advisors and you're going to have mentors. An advisor is somebody that wants to tell you how to go across town, but they can't drive the car. You want to stay away from the people that want to talk about making 6 figures, and they've never made no more than 5 figures.
Yes, sir.
A mentor, my short definition is that mentorship is wisdom without waiting. Okay. And a mentor is someone who has had the kind of success, is having the kind of success you want to have, but more importantly, they're willing to sow into your life financially, time, and everything else so that you can have the same kind of success. So my advice, find you a mentor, be willing to invest in yourself and in whatever you need to do in order to have the kind of success, because There is no success without sacrifice.
Man. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, episode 15, financial intelligence from a person who's done it, continuing to do it, 24 years and going, Mr. Tony Hubbard's blueprint for success. Ladies and gentlemen, what a treat and a blessing we have here today. And before we go into break, I remember Robert Kiyosaki saying, ask those advisors, can I see your portfolio? Can I see your portfolio? But we've been conditioned, and I talk about it all the time with all due respect to our teachers, fake assets, fake money from Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. Great people. Who are we listening to? Ladies and gentlemen, as always, we got to take a 30-second infomercial break, and we'll be right back with episode 15, financial intelligence from someone who has done it and continues to do it, unleashed, Mr. Tony Hubbard. We'll be right back. Want to welcome everyone back to a Rich Education podcast with the great Mr. Tony Hubbard. You know, Mr. Hubbard, one thing I always say when people run away from networking, we're all part of someone's network. I'm part of T-Mobile's. I mean, Sprint went over into that, and I did the math on Sprint at that time, 50 million customers paying a residual bill of $99 or more. So we're talking about someone's network. NFL network, we screaming, we holler, we know back to back all of the players, the stats, basketball, NBA network. But we don't have our own network. So why do people run away from this? Mr. Hubbard, you have a global network team in 8 countries. How do you navigate the complexities of leading a team across different cultures and markets?
Well, that part is also has been an exciting journey, I say, in this space. This is the largest I've built in my 20 years in this space of network marketing, and I can tell you it's quite a blessing to be able to look at a report and see thousands of individuals that are making part-time, full-time, and some even life-changing income. And again, I had to adopt a mentor because I didn't know anything about network marketing when I got involved. And so I found mentors that, had teams of thousands and tens of thousands. And so I watched them, and some of the best advice I got from one of my mentors, a gentleman by the name of Steve Carter, who I met in my first networking company. I was not on his team, but he was one of my mentors because we were part of the same organization. But he shared something with me early on because I built a team of about 1,000 in my first company in about 8 years, so it was not anything major, But he had a team of tens of thousands. And one of the things he said to me, he said, if you're going to build a global business, he said, you got to love them all the same, but work with them differently. Let me say that again. He said, you got to love them all the same, but work with them differently. So you identify your leaders, and you spend 80% of your time with your top leaders, and then supporting 20% of your time with the up-and-coming leaders and the one who wants to build a team or build an organization. So
sir.
I look for people that raise their hand and say, hey, listen, I'm the one, I want to do this. And then we work with them accordingly. So.
Yes, sir. Man, good, brother. Your network is your net worth, and that keyword leverage. A person, what are we going to take time to do? Okay, you want to learn the trade? Well, you still have to have a mentor, as you talked about, a coach. You still have to even have a team where you can pull on, or you can choose to build a network and put yourself in the space of McDonald's, in the space of Burger King, those who own systems. But the great thing about that, Mr. Hubbard, is we're in the business of the 21st century. And you are a master of the business of the 21st century with the comfortability of being anywhere in the world, just like you are, Mr. Hubbard. pull the smartphone out, pull the tablet out, pull the laptop out, pull the tripod out, and get to going. So it's a great thing to be in your space. And I am so grateful to be on your team, Mr. Hubbard, and learning from the best. As a dedicated husband and father, sir, how do you balance the demands of successful career with family life, and what role does family play in your overall success?
That's a great question.
Yes,
me and my
sir.
wife, I've been blessed now. We've been married 34 years.
Hey, congratulations.
Blessed with 5 children, you know, and I'm thankful for that. You know, that's the major reason why I do what I do, you know, because I want them to all live an incredible lifestyle. That's why I'm willing to do whatever kind of sacrifice I have to do. You know, waking up early, staying up late, you know, whatever the case may be, because, you know, I'm bound and determined to not only make sure they live an incredible lifestyle, but also to leave generational wealth. And so one of the things, you know, the balance has always been a tricky thing. You know, I don't think you're ever fully in balance, you know, but you know, it's a constant thing, but you just got to prioritize, you know, I mean, you know, there's got to be the family time, there's got to be that spiritual time, and there's got to be that business time, you know, so
yes, sir.
You learn how to do it. And, you know, like right now in our company, starting on next Monday, we're going to start a 90-day blitz. So I always prepare my family for that time. And, you know, I let them know I'm going to be spending, although I will be at home, you know, I'll be like an absentee father.
Yes, sir.
You know, but I let them know I'm making this sacrifice, and I want you to allow me to make this sacrifice so that we can enjoy some of the finer things in life. You know, so that's a part of the balance. You know, so you're out of balance for a while, so you can be balanced for a lifetime. So,
wow, Mr. Hubbard, man, true legacy. I hear people use that word generational wealth literally like, okay, what is it? But the generational wealth, in my humble opinion, starts with the knowledge. So, it starts with the information to pass on to that beautiful 5 children that you have, sir. So most definitely, you're giving us the blueprint once again, ladies and gentlemen. I want to, and look, if you're just seeing this for the first time here on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Don't, because I'm gonna give you all my brothers' information. You're gonna be able to connect with them. But what you're here, even if you don't like it, give me a thumbs down and tell me why you don't like it. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, episode 15, Financial Intelligence Unleash, one of the best, in my humble opinion, in the world. Okay, I'm talking about 1% right here. I got him right here, Mr. Tony Hubbard. Blueprint for success. Your commitment, Mr. Hubbard, to serving the masses to success is evident. What motivates you to help others, and how do you define success in the context of your mission?
Excellent, great question. There are a lot of great leaders I've come across, I've read about, and I've spent time with. And I think one of the first things you have to do as a leader is determine what's going to be your leadership style, because there are different styles that work for different folks. I've always I adopted early on in my network marketing career. One of my first mentors was Zig Ziglar, and I adopted his favorite saying was that you can have everything you want out of life if you simply help enough other people get what they want out of life. And so I bought into the fact that, you know, it's all about really servanthood. And there's a lot of people that talk about it. It's another thing altogether to really be that servant leader. Yes, I know that's a popular thing nowadays. A lot of people talk about it, but, you know, it's more than just words. You know,
yes,
when you really that servant leader, my favorite book of all time, the Bible talks about he that is greatest among you, let him be the servant. You know,
yes,
so
sir.
I've learned how to serve the masses in order to have success.
Yes, sir.
One of my mentors in my first network marketing company, he and his partner were the top earners the whole time I was in that company. They were making $6 to $8 million a year, their team. And I remember spending thousands of dollars going to a seminar where he was actually one of the speakers. And because we were in the same company before, you know, I got a chance to pull him aside. And he gave me one of the secrets to success. He gave me one of the answers to the test as far as servanthood was concerned. And he told me, he said, you know, if you really want to have success, true wealth, 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, he said, you find the leaders, and he said, and become a servant to their dreams. He said, and when they make it, you will be included every time, guaranteed. And so that's what when I focus on my leaders, I find out what they want and find out how can I serve them to help them get to that golden dream. And as a result, I become successful as a result.
Man. Wow. Thank you for that, Mr. Hubbard. And I know that you touched on this a little earlier. You did mention ADT, but having worked in the residential sales at ADT Texas, and please correct me if I'm incorrect, how did that experience contribute to your skill set and entrepreneurial journey?
Absolutely. That's a great question. Like I stated earlier, in my first network marketing company, I never made six figures in that company. I tell people I made money. I made way more mistakes than I made money. Yes, but the first thing that because I went to ADT after I struggled in my first network marketing company. But the reason why I was able to get back to six figures because I had made it in the chemical plant. The reason why I was able to get back to six figures in ADT and actually make more than what I made at the chemical plant, because that was the first time I was able to top over 200,000 a year in sales, was that I did learn some skills. In my first ever marketing company, although I struggled and I didn't make the kind of money I wanted, I did learn some skills. And the great Jim Rohn would oftentimes say about skills, he says, skills make labor more valuable. Okay. And so because I did learn some skills in network marketing, I was able to translate those skills to success in traditional sales. When I hired on ADT back in the latter part of 2005, 2006, at that time they said if you're above average, you should make about 60,000 a year. But I was hungry. I was in a financial jam, so I made 80,000 my first year. I was hungry. I got tired of bill collectors calling me. And so they said if you're really above average, by the time your second year, you should be at the top six figures. But because I had learned some skills in network marketing, I knew how to set goals, and I had found me a mentor after that first year, someone who was already making six figures. At the time, there was 3,000 sales reps that did residential sales in North America for ADT, and they would post everybody's numbers at the end, at the first part of every month from the last month. So for that first year, I just watched the numbers. I watched and saw, and I kind of was able to grasp how much these people were making. And so by my second year, I set a goal. I wanted to finish top 5 and make 125,000. That was my goal, and I knew it was within reach, and I knew what kind of numbers I had to do. But I ended up finishing number 1 out of 3,000. I ended up making $186,000. Okay. So I was well on my way. And again, I credit a lot of that because I had learned some skills in network marketing, and I was able to get back to six figures. And in the 4 years I was there, I was able to go over $225,000, all because I had learned some skills, and when I was still developing the kind of mindset I wanted to have. One of the very first book I read in network marketing back in October of 2000 was Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And so that helped my skill set tremendously because he said at the end of the day, the gist of it is that people do business with people that they like. And Tony Robbins took it to a whole nother level. So people do business with people that they like and would like to be like. Okay. Yes. Okay. Not only people that they like, but the people that they would like to be like. People that they admire. And so I focus on, if they like you, they'll buy from you, they'll refer to you. So I focus on becoming the best version of myself and to be an attraction magnet. And so no matter what the personality, no matter what the background, when I knocked on that door, I had already got myself into the mindset that the person who opened up that door, they was going to meet their new best friend. And that translated into multiple six figures in that company and stuff. So skills is so valuable. And the beautiful thing about it in network marketing and business and anything else, that if you don't come in with it, it can be learned. But you have to apply yourself to get to that point. I mean, people don't start off dunking a basketball. They don't.
Right. Right.
So you got to learn. You got to develop those skills. People don't start out automatically hitting home runs. You got to learn to develop that skill.
That's right, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Hubbard. Wow. Oh, see, it's a reason why you stumbled up on this live. It's a reason why you were going through YouTube because you were looking for a mentor. You were looking for a coach. You were looking for a team. And you don't have to, even though you can be with Mr. Hubbard, and today's date is the 2nd of January, this weekend, Saturday, you can see and meet him live. if you want to in his hometown. But it's a reason why you came across this, because you were looking for a mentor and a coach and a team to be part of. And Mr. Hubbard and the team is right here. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 15, Financial Intelligence Unleashed. Mr. Tony Hubbard's Blueprint for Success. As always, we're going to take a 30-second infomercial break, and we're going to be right back with this great man. This great, and I'm going to say it again, this great man, Mr. Tony Hubbard, Blueprint for Success. We'll be right back. Here at A Rich Education, we understand the importance of financial literacy. And with the 14,000 hours of education given to us by the system, there was zero financial knowledge. And also sitting at the dinner table with our parents, they didn't teach us much about money. So with that being said, here at A Rich Education, we want to give you what's valuable for the current economy. And in uncertain times, call for smart financial moves. With high inflation, recession fears, and economic crisis looming, it's more important than ever to protect your hard-earned money. The way? Physical gold and physical silver. Gold has served as a trusted store of value for thousands of years. When other assets decline, gold holds its ground. Just look to history. During economic collapse, political unrest, natural disasters, those who owned gold and silver were able to preserve their wealth. Today's global economy is on shaky ground. Out of control government spending, a troubled banking system, the threat of a new recession. Your savings and investments, your retirement face huge risk. But physical gold and physical silver in your possession can offer stability in stormy seas. As past crises have shown, those unprepared often see their nest eggs shattered. Retirement accounts once again demolished. Financial security gone in a blink. Don't let this happen to you. You can take control and protect your future with the proven power of physical gold and physical silver, and we have the answer. Whether it's gold bullion bars, beautiful gold coins, numismatic, or innovative new digital gold options, diversify your holdings with real physical gold and physical silver and small transaction-friendly weights. Guard against inflation, market volatility, and economic turmoil. Give your family lasting financial peace of mind. The winds of crisis are gathering, my great people. Destabilizing forces threaten your financial future. But you have the power. You have the power right now to take action. Protect your hard-earned money. Preserve your purchasing power. Provide your family's well-being. With physical gold and physical silver on your side, you can weather any storm and stay vigilant and stay protected. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to own gold today. I want to welcome everyone back to A Rich Education podcast with the great Mr. Tony Hubbard. Episode 15, Financial Intelligence Unleashed. You heard it. You got choices to make. See, God gave us free will. So the choice to stay where you are, work for cash, that's devaluing, pay high taxes, okay? Maybe lose the job. I don't want you to lose your job. Or the choice to come over here, take it to the next level, fall in that bracket, create networks, follow us blueprint, follow a system, and be with my man, Mr. Tony Hubbard. Mr. Tony Hubbard, man, welcome back. Network marketing often comes with challenges, and I know you shared some. We got to go over it again because people got choices, like I stated. Can you share some obstacles you faced and how you overcame them on your path to becoming one of the top professional network marketers? Yep, in the world. Yep, yes, sir.
I think there's nobody that gets to the top of a company that has the kind of success, full-time, life-changing income without having obstacles. One of the things that's helped me tremendously when it comes to obstacles, you got to learn how to embrace it. You got to learn that it's par for the course. One of my mentors, who is one of the co-founders of my company, he recommended a book to myself and then to the whole company. And it's about Marcus Aurelius. It was based upon Marcus Aurelius, one of the Roman emperors, and it's entitled "The Obstacle Is the Way." Okay, The obstacle is the way. And the gist of the book is that he gives a story at the beginning of the book as far as dealing with obstacles. And it talks about an ancient time that was a king that got tired of the people complaining about this particular road, and that the road was too narrow and everything else for them going back and forth to town doing business. So what he decided to do was to put a big boulder that blocked the pathway of this road, and he wanted to see how people would respond to it. And 99% of the people, when they saw that big boulder, they just say, I'm just not going to go that particular way, although they knew they need to get to the castle, they need to get into town.
Yes,
but
sir.
You found one person that it took him a while, but he went out and he found a leverage, way to leverage and stuff like that. And he went out there and he was able to get that big boulder out of the road. And when he removed that big boulder and pushed it to the side of the road, I mean, it was a king's ransom underneath that boulder. And the gist of the book was that, what is always in the way, once you figure out how to deal with the obstacle becomes your way to success. Okay. And so just understand, the world is not going to roll over and play dead and just let you make it. And so that's obstacles. I mean, but the bigger the obstacle is, if you deal with it in the right way, if you allow it to make you better and not bitter, you become a better leader. You become a more successful entrepreneur as a result of it. So you got to welcome the things that, just realize that everything's not going to go smooth. But the bigger obstacles you deal with and you overcome, the more successful you become as an entrepreneur, because you can teach others how to do the exact same thing.
Wow, Mr. Hubbard. I've gotten this, being in the space of entrepreneurship, and I like to use the word infopreneur, because we're in such a great space, Mr. Hubbard. I'm so honored to be connected to you, working with you, and be a student of you, sir, because you teach us the simplicity, the language of how to use a smartphone that's a dumb phone. Don't wait in line for something. If you ain't learning how to make money, it's a dumb phone. Go get a flip phone. But Mr. Hubbard shows the team, shows the community how to leverage what we have in our hand every day, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Mr. Hubbard, as we bring this thing to a close, so honored to have you here with us today, Mr. Hubbard. Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations in both your professional and personal life? And how do you plan to continue making a positive impact in the lives of others every day?
Great question. Of course, I've learned a long time ago, I don't fall in the category as far as the New Year's resolution, because most of them don't last a week, let alone a month.
Yes, sir.
And so I learned as an entrepreneur, I typically set my goals months, ahead of time, and not short term, long term, the whole 9 yards. But my goals for the last several years have pretty much been the same as far as, physical, as far as your body is concerned, where you want to be, ideal weight, health is concerned.
Yes, sir.
The second one is from a spiritual standpoint, you want to always be growing, as a spiritual, becoming a better person, and then also financially, so I have those three goals every single year that we work on so that we can, better our best.
Yes,
and
sir.
Again, what has allowed us to meet many of those goals, I'd be lying, anybody be lying to say they meet all of their goals all the time. But what allows us to do that more times than not, because we have found us mentors, and we're constantly adding mentors to the space. I'm always looking to connect with people that are having the kind of success I want to have, to collaborate the whole 9 yards, and to take my life and my business to a whole nother level, man. I'm excited about 2024 because there's so much going on in our society. There's so much happening around the world. And that's just more opportunity for entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs recognize that, there were more millionaires made during the Great Depression than any other time,
Yes, sir.
Entrepreneurs, they look forward to that, man. So
yes, sir.
No matter what's going on in our economy, I'm a part of a business that when a lot of business was tanking during the pandemic, our business grew by double and triple during that time frame. So
yes, sir.
So I'm always excited. We got goals, and we're looking forward to impacting, empowering tens of thousands of lives again this year. for the better.
That's right. That's right, Mr. Hubbard. Mr. Hubbard, so grateful to have you here. So as we bring this to a close, any nuggets you want to leave the community to take us in and bring us in? Take us out, but bring us into 2024.
That's a great question. One of my nuggets is that I always encourage people that if you really want to have success, no matter what your chosen field of endeavor, somewhere along that journey, you have to develop what is called opportunity. And opportunity says, you know what, this is my mountain. They say it's too high, too steep, and too difficult, but guess what? It's my mountain. In just a little while, you will find me at the top, raising my flag, or you will find me dead on the side from trying. Either way, I'm not coming back. I mean, you have to develop that, and that's something that only you can do for you, because it has nothing to do with talent, has nothing to do with skill, but it has everything to do with your will. So some of the best advice I was ever given, and I give to entrepreneurs, is that, find your goal, find your set a goal, find your mentor, and just by all means, don't quit, man. I mean, you got. Right. I mean, we learn as a little kid, quitters never win and winners never quit. So
that's right. Yes, sir.
Don't quit. Stay the course, and continue to move forward, man. Because if you develop that, here's what I found to be true. If you keep going on, keep working yourself, becoming a better leader, especially in this space of entrepreneurship or network marketing, you will start attracting the right people to your reality. And all of a sudden you look up, it may take you a couple of years. It may take you 5 years. It may take you 10 years. But all of a sudden you'll have an army. And that army will put you up on the beaches of the world. So if you work on folks, understand the law of sowing and reaping, it works. No matter who you are and what you believe, there are certain laws that just universal law. They just work. And if you're willing to pay the price, if you're willing to do the things today that others won't do, my promise to you is that you can have the things tomorrow that others won't have.
All praise is due to the Most High. Mr. Hubbard, it's been an amazing time with you here today, sir. Cannot thank you enough for your time, sir, because you're so busy. And I'm excited to be on this new run coming up, this new 90-day blitz. I'm so excited to be part of that and stay a student always, Mr. Hubbard. So with that being said, once again, thank you, sir. I'm honored to have you here on a Rich Education Pocket. Look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, you're going to have opportunity to connect with Mr. Hubbard. His information will be down in the description. Reach out to him, his Facebook, okay? You'll see right there your opportunity to connect with, 7 days a week. We are blessed to connect with this gentleman, get mentor, get coach. And look, I was persistent. I wasn't going to let it go. I got a chance to have him on the phone last week. I said, Mr. Hubbard, I got you. Look, sir, I need you on the show. And he blessed me with his time being the servant leader that he is. Mr. Hubbard, once again, Happy New Year to you and the family, sir. And I thank you again. Episode 15 with Mr. Tony Hubbard, Financial Intelligence Unleashed, Mr. Hubbard's Blueprint for Success. Mr. Hubbard, you have a beautiful day, sir.
You as well, my brother.
Thank you. What a blessing and a treat we had. I hope, push replay, but I hope you had your notes out. You'll get a chance to see this over and over on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, you don't get no better than this. And I always tell Mr. Hubbard, just in my humble opinion, I don't feel that he's edified enough. So we get a chance to connect with the 1% of the world. That's real. So don't let the traditional education block us from opening up to get, I don't want to call untraditional, but this is the knowledge and the whereabouts and the charisma and the activities of the 1%, Mr. Tony Hubbard. That's it. So you want to put yourself in the space of all of the greats that we know of and we cheer for right here. Owning networks, serving people, solving problems, bringing value right here, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, I'm not going to hold you. I want to thank you for your time. And once again, Happy New Year. I wish you and your family all of the first, your health, good health going into this year. I wish you safety, okay, because we are in some trying times, but I also wish you success. And like Mr. Tony Hubbard said, in whatever you are doing, I know it's righteous, I know it's positive. And remember, you are of the information that you received. It's how your life is going to be. and the information that you have rejected. And as always, we got to take it out with some fine music. Take care, take heed, and stay safe.
It's on swole, no Lizzo. I know how to play the game. Won't see me in the club trying to make it rain. Touchdown on the field, no delay game. In a boss state of mind like Jay and Dane. If you ain't talking about making progress, sorry, I just can't trust the process. Of all people, I'm the one you should not test. It ain't my fault, a lot of y'all stress. How you woke and you broke at the same time. Like a church member throwing up gang signs. Either open up your eyes or remain blind. I'ma do what it takes to maintain mine. I want it all right now. Yeah, I want it all right now. I want it all right now. I'm investing it all right now. Getting ready for the fall right now. For the fall right now. I'm trying to show you how to ball right now. Don't know it at the mall right now. At the mall right now. Start investing it all right now. Getting ready for the fall right now. Hey yo, dear Mr. President, why lie about the reason inflation is sky high? Tell Fauci and Bill Gates bye-bye. Don't say nobody warned you when I tried. Well, y'all was outside turning up. You didn't realize America was burning up. Now you pressed over how you don't earn enough. That's why I got a lot of questions concerning us. Like, what about the high gas and the food prices? How come every day it's a new crisis? Do you even know who the true Christ is? Or if we'll ever be united? Whose life is in need of a makeover? What you doing when you pursuing the payo? Are you ready for the takeover? Man, I want every single thing they owe us. I want it all right now. Yeah, I want it all right now. I want it all right now. I'm investing it all right now. Getting ready for the fall right now. Finna fall right now. Trying to show you how to ball right now. Don't blow it at the mall right now. At the mall right now. Starting